We're back.
So, not a debt kicking Sunday, but we have posted a recent, our 2014 cash envelope system video, and you guys had a bunch of questions, so we thought we would address those. We actually have almost 3,300 views on that video and 232 thumbs ups. So you guys love it, and we love it.
And like 5,000 questions, it seems like.
So, yeah, okay, so let's get to it. We have a lot of questions. Based on the cash envelope system, what are some examples of chores that are expected and chores that our kids do for commission, and how much do we pay them? Right? Because our kids' FPU Junior is an envelope that we put money into for their chores.
Correct. Well, we wore out the Dave Ramsey boards because we use them so much, so we had to go to a different board, which...
I'll go grab it.
Okay, it's a different board. It's just a cheapo board because we're wearing them out. But here in our house, there are things the kids are expected to do on a daily basis just because they're part of the family. And then there's things that are listed as a commission. So like getting up and making your bed and brushing your teeth and putting your dirty clothes away and your laundry away. That kind of stuff is just expected because that's what you do in life. But there are things to do like Zoe, she has dishes, sweep and vacuum, and mama's choice. So that's kind of like dealer's choice. Whatever mom's in the mood and says, well, there's laundry this day or whatever.
Cleaning mirrors, folding laundry. Yeah, like you said, laundry. There's just whatever I could come up with. Dusting. She's 9, so I want to have her experience as much cleaning joy as I can.
So Grace, she has clean bathrooms, which is like clean the sinks and the countertops. And then take out the trash and the recycling and pick up the upstairs and downstairs. So all the stuff that needs to be picked up and fluff up the couches and stuff like that. Yep. And so they have each day and they have check marks, and we do 25 cents a check. So they can get a total of 75 cents a day if they do it every day. But see, the thing we've learned is if you let them pick and choose when they want to do it, they'll never do it. So what I've come up with a plan, and it seems to be working so far, is it's 25 cents for them to do it. But if they don't do it for that day, I charge them $1 per item.
Ooh,
back pay. And it works because I say, have you done your chores or your commissions today? And they say no, and I say, okay, it's 75 cents if you do it all, or it's $3 if I have to do it.
Yeah.
They're on it. By the time I get home, it's done.
Okay, do we keep cash all year long in the envelopes, and why did we choose this method? We chose this method because the method we were using was not working, which was no cash, all credit.
Slip. No.
No, wasn't working.
Do we keep cash in the envelopes all year long? It depends what the envelope is for. Like if it's, well, yeah, basically, yeah, I guess the answer to that is because if it's the pumpkin patch or if it's Christmas or whatever, you're saving all year to that event, and then as soon as you spend it on that event, you're starting to save for the next year's event.
What do you do if you don't use all of your blow money? Do you leave it in that envelope or do you put it towards another category?
That's funny.
My blow money is so little, you guys. It usually is picked up on groceries or things, something somebody needs. $25 a week is easily consumable, so there's never any money left. And if there was, I would just roll it into next week's blow money. What do you do? Let's see. Do we have a babysitter envelope for date night? With a new baby, how does the things she needs fit into our budget? How much do we set aside? This lady is newly pregnant and wondering how much monthly for necessities aside from the baby shower gifts that she needs. We do not have babysitter envelope. We have to be free in that area because we get $25 a month for date night. So that would, if we paid a babysitter, would chew it up. That would be the babysitter. We'd have to go sit in a car somewhere or something. I don't know. Anyways, grandparents are usually the best free babysitters, and she really is cheap right now, you guys. She's breastfed, we're cloth diapering. There are no expenses right now for her. New clothes every once in a while when she needs some. And
we have a clothing envelope for that.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it for expenses. Christmas envelope. Gifts only. Does that include the gifts only, or does that include food too? How long have we been using envelopes? Christmas envelope is just Christmas. So it covers like our Christmas cards, postage, Christmas presents, and the food usually comes out of our food budget.
Yeah, we usually work it into, like when we go for our 2-week shopping, we go, okay, well Christmas is during this 2 weeks, so we buy all of our food for Christmas out of that.
How long have we been using envelopes? 5 years. We just celebrated our 5th year. January 2009 is when we started, and it's been the best 5 years of our life. So after you figure out the amounts, do you figure how many $5, $10, $20 to ask for at the bank? So
Yes,
once we figure
I
out
do.
how much we need for our envelopes, yes, we figure out how many, like 1 5s or 5 5s or 5
It's funny to go to the bank because they know me by now, so they know that I always have a list. But it's always interesting to look at the people around me because I'll go in there and say I'll need $670 and I need 26 20s, 14 5s, 9 10s, $26 bill, $1 bills, and it's funny to look at other people's reactions. But the people at the bank, they know. They just say, "Okay, how you doing, Josh? What's your list today?"
It cracked us up. I will side note real quick. Last week we went to do our envelopes and we were standing in line at the bank and we look over and it's one of our friends that also graduated our FPU class. He became debt free during the class. He's got his note of how many 1s, 5s, 10s, and 20s, and so both of us are holding up the line. It was hilarious, and we laughed. So we laughed all the way to the bank. Okay, so how do you handle the 2 times a year where there are 3 pay periods? How do we save for school tuition? So we love it. Yes, there are
2 pay periods.
2 extra pay periods a year for us.
And we apply it to whatever baby step we're on. Right now we're on baby step 3, so it goes to the bank.
Yep. How do we save for school tuition? Our tax return. We pray and pray and pray and pray that our tax return is enough every year to cover the girls' tuition.
And whatever we're short, whatever that dollar value is, it becomes a new envelope that we add, and whatever we're short, we divide it up for school starts, and we just fill it up.
Yep. When you hit an amount on an envelope, do you stop filling it? Yes, we do. And we put that money towards another envelope. How do we budget for vehicle expenses and insurance?
Insurance, okay, there was a lot of questions on this. Insurance is one of those, some people do it at 6 months, some people do it yearly, some people do it monthly. Obviously, if you're a 6-month insurance or a year insurance, you should probably have an envelope for that to save throughout the whole year or biannually to pay for it. I don't. We have our insurance monthly. It's just easier for us to bill it or to do it that way, so I don't have to worry about that. Vehicle expenses, I get paid a per diem for mileage for my car for work, and that typically pays for everything I need on the car. The van is, the oil changes are very, very cheap. You know, they're like less than $20, so we just fit that into our budget whenever we need it because it's such a low dollar amount. But if we need something big on there, then it's a new envelope we would start to fill. We'd save for it.
Yeah, good. What about monthly phone, internet, electric, life insurance, car repairs, house repairs, taxes, and oil changes?
No.
We just talked about some portion. We realized we left that part out of the video.
The only thing we save for in envelopes are sinking funds that we're going to need something throughout the year. Average, everyday, monthly bills like phone, internet, stuff like that, that is not included in any of those envelopes. That's just part of your monthly budget.
Right.
But like I said, the car insurance and repairs and life insurance and stuff, if you pay that annually or whatever, you would want to start an envelope for that. We do not. We pay it monthly. It's just easier for us.
Mm-hmm. Each year, do you put $1,000 towards emergency funds?
No.
No. Unless you use your $1,000 emergency fund, then yes, you put money and you build that back up.
You do it once, and then you move on to the next baby step.
Yep. Your cash system may put me in the negative. I can understand that because the amount we put in our envelopes is a lot of money. First, you know, everyone's different. I love seeing what categories you guys put in your envelopes because our lifestyles are so different. And there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody's going to have different envelopes. Don't do what we did just because we did it. It's just to give you a general idea.
Plus, we've worked up for it. It's taken us years to get here. This doesn't happen
5 years.
In 5 paydays. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It takes time to get here.
But I will say that once we learned the fastest way, when we learn to get rid of debt, when we learn to let go of the credit, pay off the credit cards and get rid of car payments, it's amazing how much more you could do with your cash in your envelopes because you have cash. You have money. It's not going out the door to Bill, Bob, Susan, everybody else. You actually get it in your hands. So dump your debt if possible. That will fill up your envelopes faster. How do you budget and plan for gifts?
Like birthday gifts and stuff?
Mm-hmm. Birthday, shower, wedding.
We have an envelope for that.
Yeah. Yes. What about utilities and mortgage? We kind of already talked about that. It's part of our monthly budget.
Utilities and mortgage. Mortgage is part of your monthly budget. There's no need to do an envelope for that. Your utilities are part of your monthly budget. What I would recommend, though, what I did a few years back, is went to our utility companies have an option called Equal Pay, where they go back to your last year's usage and they just average it out so it's the same every month, like $50 a month for your gas bill or $100 for your power bill. That way you don't have all these ups and downs throughout the year. For a budgeting person that needs to get down to the penny every month to put all their money towards their debt, it was great. And the bonus is, for us, the way they've equal paid it out, that 12th month, at least it's been this way for like the last 2 or 3 years, that 12th month, I don't have a payment because you've caught up so far that you're in the black, you're good. So you have 1 month of the year that I don't have a monthly payment for the power or the gas.
Yes.
It's easier on budgets to do it that way. Ask your utility company if they have an option. I'd do it.
Good advice. How do you use this system when buying online, such as your purchases from Etsy? I don't get to make purchases near as much as I want to on Etsy, but we do shop a lot online, you guys, because we save money and it's easier than hauling kids all over the countryside. If it's from my blow money, if it's something from the budget, it just goes from an envelope to the bank. And
Yeah, so say we're buying clothes, we're like, oh, there's a good deal for clothes. So we look at our envelope, say we got $65 in clothes envelope money. We buy $65 worth of clothes online on the debit card, and the next day or that day, that $65 in the envelope goes to the bank, gets deposited.
it's simple. At the end of the year, if you have money left over in any of the envelopes, what do you do with it? Good question. If you've done your envelopes right, though,
You shouldn't have any.
you shouldn't have any because you already know the dollar amount you need for each envelope. But on occasion, you could have remaining money. I don't know. We've never had that. Probably give it away. I would probably give it away. If there was any money by December, bless another family with the money. Let's see. When do you start filling your envelopes?
The first of the year, or
Right.
whenever you start a new envelope,
When you get paid.
when you get paid. I mean, I get paid twice a month, and I've got it worked out to where on the first paycheck of the month I fill some envelopes, and on the second paycheck of the month I fill some envelopes there.
That's right. So whenever you have cash, that's when you can start filling. And you know what? In the beginning, we were so far in the red, you guys. No envelopes got filled, and that's okay too. You'll get there. Give yourself time. Did the majority of the filling the envelopes come after the $1,000 emergency fund? Yes, it did. Because we want. In fact, these envelopes are new to. They haven't been with us the whole 5 year. So our $1,000 emergency fund, we sold some things and had a garage sale, knocked that out, and got that funded right away, immediately. So yeah, the envelopes keep getting fatter and fatter as as we go on, as we become more experienced. Can you share how you handle getting your cash from the bank each pay period? Okay, this comment is very, very sad. You were telling a story of how your tellers at your bank get annoyed with you because you break all your increments up like we were talking about. So now you're pulling out only increments of $20 because you can get that from the ATM. But it throws off your system.
I got two options for you. One, talk to the manager. If they don't like you, two, go to a different bank. If
Someone even left a comment and said I would go to a different bank.
If I went to a bank and I told them how I wanted my money taken out and they had a problem with it, well, my money doesn't need to be with your bank then.
And don't, because now you've completely inconvenienced yourself, and this is just maddening to me because you're doing everything right and you should not be punished for it. So keep it up. Keep your 5s, your 10s, your 20s, and all the 1s and everything. We pull out tons of 1s, you guys.
Yeah, but I've had sticky people at our bank before, and I've been just, who's your manager? I need to talk to your manager, and I have a couple conversations with the manager, and you know what? The next time I go in there, they know me by my first name, they know me by my last name, and how are you today? With a big smile on their face.
Yeah.
So,
I think they wrote a note. But to prevent any awkwardness, I mean, you probably see the same 2 or 3 people at your bank every time you go in there. Explain to them. And we've even had tellers say, why are you doing this? That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing this because we live on a cash system and we budget out every 2 weeks or our entire month, and we put cash away in envelopes, and it's just easier to break it into increments. And they respect that. So Seriously look into switching your bank. We have a credit union and we absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. So maybe that's a good suggestion. Isn't it better to save money in the bank because there you get interest even if it's just a little bit?
Well, it depends on what we're talking about. If you're talking a 3 to 6 month fund, sure. If you're talking about the $20 I put in my date night money envelope,
I think
no.
they're talking about our envelope money.
No, it's not. I mean, the penny I get every month, really.
It's easier too when you have your envelopes at home. If you ever have a question or you want to know what an amount is, you can just go to your envelope and be like, oh, I got $65 in my clothes envelope. That's what I can
I mean,
spend.
I understand keeping money in the bank, but I've got like 20 envelopes down there that are broke up into individual amounts. How would you go, how much do I have in my clothing envelope? So you log into your online bank account, you're going to have, say, $500 in there. How much of that do you know is your clothing amount of money? Unless you...
Way
it's too
complicated.
difficult. And it's not worth the penny and a half you get every month on it.
Right. Large amounts you can. I mean, if you wanted to, you can keep your $1,000.
Well, yeah, if you got 10 grand in your clothing amount that you put in there every month, sure, it's probably worth the $2 you get in interest. But the 25 bucks I put in there and the penny I get, no, it's not worth it.
And I like to be able to touch my money. So anyway, that's it, you guys. All of our questions. Thank you. I hope we've answered. I know it was quick, but we went through 2 pages of questions.
Yeah, we had a lot of questions.
In like 7
We have to
minutes.
scrunch it down.
Squish everybody together like they say in the pictures.
Yeah, get together.
Get together, get closer.
Love
So
the
anyway.
questions, though. Keep them coming.
Yeah, if you guys, hopefully this cleared some things up. Thank you for leaving comments and helping us out when people ask questions, those of you that do. And I will see you next time. Bye.
Later.